Champs Extra Point is presented by Lawrence Technological University. Possible is everything. Also brought to you in part by Hungry Howie's Dough Raiser. Your next fundraiser comes with flavored crust. Go to doughraiser.com for details. Sarah Chevrolet, we're building excitement. And Henry Ford Sports Medicine. Together, we can.
What's up, everybody? Hey, did you catch Tom Markowski and myself on the Sports Cave this morning? Pretty cool. They had us there because it's Selection Sunday. The second season is about to begin, but first, we had a ton of critical games here locally this week. A lot of 5-3 teams just hoping to get into the big dance, but they had to win. Did they? We're about to find out. This is State Champs Extra Point. We're presented by Lawrence Tech. I'm Lauren Plant.
And I'm Lauren Jabara. We are in your face with some of the best games of the weekend. From Holly to Detroit and everywhere in between, we're hooking you up with some of the best football highlights you'll see anywhere.
You know it. Scott Bernstein's going to be along to talk up one of the area's top recruits, one that didn't go without some controversy. Alfred Koss is preaching about when a team should take a risk. TJ Lang is giving you linemen critical training tips inside the trenches. And Sean Belizean has another outstanding coach to recognize in our Lawrence Tech Coach of the Week.
But most of all, we've got action-packed highlights from Week 9 of the football season. Let's hit it.
Let's start in the Flint Metro League. Two 5-3 teams squaring off. Ortonville Brandon traveling to take on the Holly Broncos. After an 0-9 season in 2014, Holly looking to get in the playoffs for the first time in 4 years. Ortonville Brandon also looking to make the postseason for the first time since 2011. Picked things up in the second half with the Blackhawks down 10-7. The junior Kevin Bickett. This is a 60-yard touchdown run. Brandon takes a 13-10 lead. We go now to the final quarter. Blackhawks down 17-13. Colin McMillan plunges in for the go-ahead score. Ortonville Brandon back up 20-17. Back comes Holly later in the fourth. Freshman Jacob Honstetter, the 5-yard TD. Broncos back up by 3. But the Blackhawks would have the final say. This time, the junior Amari Kittles punches it in. Ortonville Brandon celebrates as this group of athletes get to taste a playoff berth for the first time. 27-23 the final. Let's check out a Catholic League Western Wayne County crossover between U of D Jesuit and Redford Thurston. Both teams needing a win to make the playoffs. First quarter, U of D Jesuit junior quarterback Scott Nelson on the read option. He'll take off for a 20-yard touchdown. Nelson can do it on defense as well. Here with the pick, and he will take it for 6. 62 yards to the house. That put the Cubs up 14-zip after the first. Second quarter, Cubs now up 17 and once again driving. Yusef Lewis breaks a few tackles, finds the end zone. Cubs led 24-0 at halftime. How about this U of D team, huh? Second half, Victor Hill on the reverse. He'll go for a 50-yard score, and that would do it. Cubs win 38-0, back in the playoffs for the second time in 3 years. More crossover action. This time, a OAA Red Division versus White Division get-together. Red Champs West Bloomfield against the White Champs Farmington Hills Harrison. This has been the best season to date for West Bloomfield. After a scoreless first quarter, the Lakers' Davion Johnson breaks free for a 50-yard scoot and score. West Bloomfield up 7-0. The Hawks answered. Jared Shar Powers busts through for a 5-yard touchdown, but Harrison missed the PAT. This game remained a 7-6 ball game at the break. Second half now, and the Lakers trailing. The Hungry Howie's Mr. Football candidate Tristan Jackson took over. Here, tossing to Garrett Wynn. That's an 11-yard touchdown, tied the game at 14. A minute to go, game still tied. The Michigan State recruit doing it again, this time on special teams. The punt from the 32-yard line, and Jackson is Memorex. He'd also get an interception to seal it. 21-14 the final. The West Bloomfield Lakers are 9-0 for the first time in school history. Strike up the band for the Battle of Warren. Fitzgerald taking on Lincoln. Both teams 5-3 going into this one. But it would be all Fitzgerald on this night. First half action, senior quarterback Steven Gregerson dumps it off to Najon Moore, and the junior will take it in for a 40-yard touchdown. That put the Spartans up 14-0. More from Moore in the second quarter. Here, a 5-yard score. Then, on their next possession, Moore will pull off the hat trick, this time from 3 yards out. Fitzgerald wins it 52-14, back to the postseason for the second straight year.
Welcome inside the trenches. I'm TJ Lang, starting guard for the Green Bay Packers, former Brother Rice Warrior, and Eastern Michigan Eagle. Today we're going to work on our punch. Whether pass blocking or run blocking, having a good punch is critical to being a good offensive lineman. Today we're going to show you how we work on our ballistic punch drill on the wall. The key to this drill is good posture and proper technique. Again, make sure you start slow and get faster as you get comfortable with this drill. These drills are great training for our punch, building strength in our upper body, and conditioning. For Inside the Trenches, I'm TJ Lang.
Inside the Trenches is presented by BSN Sports, game-changing solutions for all of your team needs.
Hey high school football fans, thanks for tuning in to State Champs Extra Point. Make sure to check us out on social media at StateChampsNet, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We have it all with the most recent scores, stories, and updates. Stick around for the second quarter, coming up next.
You've seen our pink pizza boxes. They've raised millions of dollars for breast cancer research and inspired thousands of people, just like Wendy, to share their stories.
These 12-year-old girls opened my heart wide open and filled me with love. And all of the girls rallied around me and they were hugging me, and I literally just broke down sobbing.
This October, for every pizza sold and every story shared, we will donate to the National Breast Cancer Foundation. Together, we can beat breast cancer.
Technological University, you'll go way beyond the books. Professors with real-world experience deliver hands-on instruction in small classes, helping students land co-ops, internships, and research projects. By graduation, 80% of LTU students have jobs or plans to pursue master's degrees. And most Lawrence Tech grads earn more than their peers. So if you're ready to embrace your possibilities, we want you at LTU.
Snef Camp is Metro Detroit's original Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealer, and we're still making the best deals every day. During the Chrysler Anniversary Celebration, lease a 200S for $139 a month for 24 months, or a 300 Limited for just $199. Celebrating 25 years of giving customers a superior buying experience. That's Snef Camp on Telegraph Road in Redford.
Snef Camp, Metro Detroit's original. Snef Camp, Snef Camp.
This is the Coach's Corner with our in-house legend, Al Fracassa. Now, Al's teams at Brother Rice won a lot of state championships, and I think it's fair to say some years he may have thought in the back of his mind there is no way we have the kind of team this year that's going to go all the way, yet they did somehow. Now, part of that, of course, is there are times as a coach that you need to take some risks in a game. So let's talk about a few aspects of the game that can be considered risky. Going for two after a touchdown. When do you know you should go for the conversion?
You know, you got to feel it. You know, you got to see how the game is going, and you got to, how good is your kicker? You got to think about all these things in just a few seconds.
Yeah.
I try to converse with my assistant coaches all the time. I just say, what do you think? What do you think? And sometimes they disagree, and so it comes down to me. I have to make the decision.
How about an onside kick? Now, is there ever a time to do it that is not just when you're behind at the end of a game?
Oh yeah, we practice it every day. We go through all of our, the kicking game, we call it. Every day. I mean, it's that important. And you know, the kicking game, the specialty teams can win football games for you.
And how about going for it on fourth down? Is that a gut feeling or pure strategy?
It's a gut feeling. I mean, you got to feel that you got a quarterback that can throw the ball, and you got a couple of receivers that can catch it, and you got to be careful now. Do you want to throw long? It depends on how many yards you have to go for a first down, what kind of pattern that you're going to use. I've used the passing game because I've had some pretty doggone good quarterbacks, some pretty good receivers. I mean, and sometimes, most of the time, I was fortunate. It worked pretty good.
Well, it's week 9, so here at the corner we congratulate all the teams who will be playing in the postseason. Now we all know the playoffs are a grind. Let's say you blow out a team to open the postseason. You might lose your focus. Coach, we'll discuss that next week here on the Coach's Corner.
Coach's Corner is presented by Sneth Camp Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, a Detroit original on Telegraph Road in Redford. Proud supporters of Michigan High School Athletics.
Hi, I'm Dr. Chris Steffes, General Surgeon with Henry Ford Sports Medicine, here to talk about sports hernias. Hernias are holes in the abdominal wall. Sports hernias don't actually have a hole. So there's a difference between a regular hernia and a sports hernia. This is commonly misdiagnosed and commonly confused amongst doctors and trainers amongst young athletes. When an athlete has pain in the groin area, we suspect that there's a hernia, but it may just be a sports hernia, which is better termed a tear, or what we call pubic myalgia, which is just a painful muscle. Treatment for a sports hernia usually starts with rest, ice, heat, stretching, and other conservative measures. In cases where the sports hernia persists for months at a time, surgery may be necessary. However, surgery will leave the athlete debilitated for quite some period of time, so it has to be carefully considered and again discussed with a general surgeon. I'm Dr. Chris Steffes, General Surgeon with the Henry Ford Sports Medicine team.
Download our sports medicine app and learn more at henryford.com/sports.
The Sports Medicine Minute is presented by Henry Ford Sports Medicine. Together, we can.
Can you believe there's only one more week left before playoffs? The season has flown by, and we love covering football from all around Southeast Michigan. We have the chance to cover all of the playoff highlights from next week right here on WXYZ. It's a must-see football extravaganza. Coming up in the third quarter is the Coach of the Week. Stay tuned.
Message your doctor with any question. Help when you need it. With hours that work for you. Early and late appointments. Same-day care. Online test results. Together, we can make healthcare your way. Call, click, or come in. We're Henry Ford. Together, we can.
Everyone is posting selfies these days. But at Sarah Chevrolet in Southfield, we're using them to show our customers what makes us special.
Like our extended hours. We're open until 9 p.m. Monday through Thursday, so you can shop on your schedule.
Plus, more money for your trade, up to $1,000 more than Kelly Blue Book.
And of course, prices so low, they almost post themselves.
Lease a Cruise for $89 a month, or a Silverado for just $109.
Only at Sarah Chevrolet on Telegraph, north of 696 in Southfield. Does this one make me look fat?
No.
Can't wait until Sunday to get your high school football fix? Relax. 10 to 11 p.m. every Friday night, tune into the State Champs High School Football Radio Show on Detroit Sports 105.1. Tom Markowski, Scott Bernstein, and me, Lauren Plant, bring you the latest scores and breaking news. We'll take your calls, tweets, and emails. You can listen online or download the app. Great interviews, top-notch analysis, and all the latest scores. It's the State Champs High School Football Radio Show every Friday night from 10 to 11 p.m. on Detroit Sports 105.1.
At Lawrence Technological University, you'll go way beyond the books. Professors with real-world experience deliver hands-on instruction in small classes, helping students land co-ops, internships, and research projects. By graduation, 80% of LTU students have jobs or plans to pursue master's degrees. And most Lawrence Tech grads earn more than their peers. So if you're ready to embrace your possibilities, we want you at LTU.
Hey, welcome back to Extra Point. My name is Sean Belizean, and it's time once again for our Coach of the Week, presented to you by Lawrence Tech Athletics. Our selection this week from Sterling Heights, Coach Brent Widows.
Let's go to the promised land. Hey, come on, Paulie.
Coach Widows is in his 7th year at Sterling Heights, and after going 1-8 in 2014, the Stallions are playoff bound this season. He explains how much fun it's been so far and remembers who the boss is as well.
I love it. I mean, I love it. This is my dream job. I'm living my dream. This is what I've always wanted to do, and I'm very fortunate enough, God willing, that I can do this every single day.
Now, passion is a word that is used with football very often, and like so many other coaches, the answer is very easy when asked, Coach, what got you into coaching?
The love for the game, to be perfectly honest with you. I had some phenomenal high school coaches. They inspired me. I was fortunate enough to play at Adrian College, and then I wanted to be an educator, and it just kind of went hand in hand.
Well, a tremendous turnaround over the course of the year, and suddenly Sterling Heights finds himself with a case of playoff fever. As for the goals still ahead for the Stallions, well, Coach Widows keeps it simple.
Well, we got to win football games.
The Coach of the Week is brought to you by Lawrence Tech. For more info on its athletic programs, go to ltuathletics.com.
Hey, this is the battle of the neighborhood. They right down the street. Ain't nothing else need to be said.
Back to the highlights, we go to Ford Field for the Detroit Public School League Division II Championship. It's on the line as the Central Trailblazers go up against the Northwestern Collegiate Prep Colts. First quarter, Central going to punt. It gets blocked. It gets picked out of the air by Jermaine Williams, who takes it 33 yards for the game's first score. 7-0 Collegiate Prep. It would stay that way through the rest of the first. Second quarter now, Central driving. Junior quarterback Darius Lightham on the 7-yard quarterback keeper. They end up missing this 2-point conversion. The Trailblazers now trail 7-6. Colts get a score right before halftime. Danny Witt finds and gets it to a wide open Michael Marion. He will take it to the house for a 58-yard touchdown. Collegiate Prep led 14-6 at halftime. Second half, it would be all Collegiate Prep as Christopher Dennis finds an opening and scores from 5 yards out, which would seal the deal. Collegiate Prep celebrates as they win the PSL Division II Championship 26-12 over Central. It is their first city title since 1970.
What are we doing tonight? Finish the drill. What are we doing tonight? Finish the drill.
Next, we head to the Downriver League. Gibraltar Carlson looking to get into the playoffs for the first time in 6 years. They're at home to take on Lincoln Park. It's been 13 years since the Rail Splitters have made it to the big dance. We pick things up in the first quarter. Lincoln Park down 6-0. Trevor Anderson goes in for the 7-yard touchdown. The Rail Splitters lead 7-6. LP would strike again in the opening quarter. Senior quarterback Steve Glenn hooks up with a wide-open Devin Carson for the 42-yard score. They led 14-6 after the first. Carlson responds 2 minutes before halftime. Nate Holmgren to Matt Harmon for the 6-yard touchdown. The Marauders are down 14-12 at the half. Let's jump now to the late stages of the fourth. Marauders down 21-12. Holmgren comes in from 6 yards out. Now they're down 21-19. Carlson got the onside kick, going for the win with the field goal, but the snap was botched. They tried to do something with it, but Lincoln Park knocks away Ryan Kroll's pass to end it. Lincoln Park wins it 21-19 and makes the playoffs for the first time since 2002.
Tonight's the night. MAC Blue champions back-to-back for a reason, you understand that? Greatest coaches in the world, greatest school in the country.
Now to another 5-3 matchup to get into the playoffs. Warren Cousino was at home to take on Marine City, looking to make the playoffs for the 18th straight year. Cousino would get it going in the first quarter as Kerry DeBose Jr. goes in for the 25-yard touchdown, one of his 2 rushing scores in the opening quarter. The Patriots led 14-0 at the end of the first. We go now to the second. Cousino driving up 14-7. Ben Malazic dumps it off to DeBose, who works his way in for the 22-yard touchdown. Cousino now up 21-7. Marine City comes back. Dawson Haney busts loose for this 80-yard touchdown run. They add another score, and we're tied at 21 at the half. The Mariners start to pull away in the second half. Ryan Alexander goes on in for the 26-yard rushing score. Marine City punches their ticket to the playoffs for the 18th straight year, 42-27 the final. I'm Sean Belegian for Extra Point.
Thanks for sticking with us, Extra Point fans. Make sure you tune into our radio show every Friday from 10 to 11 p.m. on Detroit Sports 105.1. Lauren and Tom talk everything high school football. Do you want to know about the best recruits in the state? Scott Bernstein goes in-depth in his recruit report that you do not want to miss. That, along with more highlights in the fourth quarter. We'll see you on the ground floor.
Everyone is posting selfies these days. But at Sarah Chevrolet in Southfield, we're using them to show our customers what makes us special.
Like our extended hours. We're open until 9 p.m. Monday through Thursday, so you can shop on your schedule.
Plus, more money for your trade, up to $1,000 more than Kelly Blue Book.
And of course, prices so low, they almost post themselves.
Lease a Cruise for $89 a month or a Silverado for just $109.
Only at Sarah Chevrolet on Telegraph, north of 696 in Southfield. Does this one make me look fat?
No.
FAR Therapeutic Arts and Recreation uses creative arts therapy and recreation opportunities to develop the potential of individuals with special needs as teammates, as family members, and as members of the community.
You always get email hard guys. I'm small for you today.
While their needs are special, their dreams are common. Play hockey, make friends, be a part of a team. Visit far-therapy.org.
Fundraising should be fresh, flavorful, and simple. We have the perfect solution at Hungry Howie's, Dough Raiser. Your nonprofit organization can sell paper pizza certificates that your customers can redeem for one medium pizza at participating Hungry Howie's locations. Go to doughraiser.com to learn about, sign up for, and order everything Dough Raiser. Request a Dough Raiser kit for your group today. Your next fundraiser comes with flavored crust. Welcome to Hungry Howie's Dough Raiser.
We're the Cronin Law Firm, bringing more to the table. When we sit down together, we share our expertise. You've got a legal problem, we know you need relief. Advice that you can trust, that's why people come to us. We're the Cronin Law Firm, bringing more to the table.
Welcome back to the one and only State Champs Extra Point. I'm Lauren Plant, and this is the Recruiting Spotlight with Scott Bernstein. How you doing, dude?
Good, man. You know, it's getting
great time of year.
Getting into the nitty gritty, and I love the playoffs, love football. You know, can't get any better than this.
All right, well, this is kind of a fascinating story. Southfield's Matt Falcon is no doubt one of the most talented running backs in the state. He was locked and loaded in Michigan, got hurt last year, got hurt this year. Michigan pulled the offer, sort of.
Yeah, well, so Matt Falcon, 6'1", 220 pounds, a speed demon that runs a sub-0 4.4. Obviously, if you followed him, he's had some durability issues the last couple of years. Michigan offered and accepted his commitment back in the spring. Just last weekend, they pulled a scholarship offer. They told him if he still wants to go to school there, he can, but he's not welcome on the football team. He hasn't officially decommitted, but expected to come soon. He'll end up at a different school, a different power conference. One of the hottest recruits in the state once upon a time is now one of the hottest recruits in the state once again. Expect him to land at most likely Northwestern, Wisconsin, or Oregon. He had about 1,200 total yards last year in limited action. If he can stay healthy, he'll be a star at the next level. Again, expect one of those three schools to get Matt Falcon into their class of 2016.
All right, I know you'll keep an eye on that, as will we. Talk to this guy and Tom Markowski every Friday night on the High School Football Show on Detroit Sports 105.1 from 10 to 11 p.m. I'm there too. You can hear us there. We'll see you here. Now let's go back to the highlights.
Welcome to the playoffs. Welcome. Thank you for everything you've done. Let's move on. Let's move forward. Let's take care of business.
I'm Mike Erlitis. This was a big game with big implications as Troy Athens hosted the Blue Jays of Southfield. Both teams coming in at 5-3. The goal was simple: get the win, get in the playoffs. No score after one, so we take you deep in the second. Southfield with the ball and threatening.
QB Sam Johnson, only a freshman, showing poise. He connects with Josh Pickens for a 40-yard score with only a second left in the half. Blue Jays head into the locker room with a 7-0 lead. That momentum of Southfield would carry over to the second half. Again, it's Johnson going to the air and this time finding Brandon Gray in the end zone from the 15. That would be all the Blue Jays needed as Southfield punches their ticket to the playoffs, defeating Troy Athens 14-0. Ford Field, the site for the 43rd annual Prep Bowl, as the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame Prep take on the Loyola Bulldogs. Loyola getting on the board early on their first drive of the game. Blaine Woodland takes it 70 yards to the end zone. That would make it 6-0 Bulldogs. That lead wouldn't hold for long as flanker Patrick Anger finds his way in for the score. Irish lead 7-6 after the first. In the second, Loyola would start to gain some steam. QB Nick Lee goes deep to Hunter Harris for 34 yards. Bulldogs would score another, giving them a 21-7 lead at the half.
I know you're tired, I know you're sore, so are they. You're playing for a Catholic League championship. Pull, turn up field, do what you've been coached to do all along.
The third quarter belonged to Loyola, more specifically, DeAnthony Robinson. Here he finds pay dirt off the 23-yard run. And later in the quarter, another one for Robinson, this one for 53 yards. Bulldogs take a commanding 33-10 lead after 3 quarters of play. In the fourth, Loyola would seal this one. Nick Lee on the keeper for the TD. That would do it from Ford Field as Loyola tops Notre Dame Prep 40-10, winning their 6th consecutive Prep Bowl title. I'm Mike Gerlitis for Extra Point.
The regular season is officially in the books, and it's only a matter of hours before we find out, officially, who is playing in the first round of the playoffs next week. This is all very exciting.
We're fired up, no doubt about it. And we're going to close out our outstanding second-year run here on WXYZ Channel 7 next week. We'll have a veritable plethora of playoff pigskin for your viewing pleasure. Say that 10 times fast. But Extra Point is not ending next week.
Beginning November 8th, we're taking this baby statewide. 4 weeks of nothing but football playoff highlights all the way to Ford Field. Sundays at 9:30 a.m. on Fox Sports Detroit, immediately following state champs.
That's right. In the meantime, we'll see you right here next week. Extra Point, out.
State Champs Extra Point is presented by Lawrence Technological University. Possible is everything. Also brought to you in part by Hungry Howie's Dough Raiser. Your next fundraiser comes with flavored crust. Go to doughraiser.com for details. Sarah Chevrolet, we're building excitement. And Henry Ford Sports Medicine. Together, we can.